Hey everyone, it's Vinyl. Today we're going to talk about all the Fromsoft games I've ever heard of, and one thing I like or dislike. Well, one thing I like and one thing I dislike about each game. I'll be talking about the remasters for Demon's Souls and Dark Souls. I have not played all of these games. These are just impressions from the games that I have and haven't played. And it kind of, I don't know, it may be a look into the fans. I don't know, but I'm excited to talk about this. We'll start with Demon's Souls, and we will go Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, and also Armored Core 6, which I have been playing. But we will start off with Demon's Souls. For Demon's Souls, the one thing I like about Demon's Souls is it looks so different than the rest of the Souls games. Like it looks primitive almost, which makes it kind of interesting to me to go play it instead of playing the usual like Dark Souls 1, 2, 3 or like anything like that, because it just looks so different even though it's the same. I'm excited to try it out. The world is something I've never seen before. I don't know any of the spoilers for Demon's Souls, which is kind of why I'm excited to play it as well. I'm going to be getting my hands on it pretty soon. You'll see why in a future video. But I'm pretty excited to try out Demon's Souls, and I'll probably make more videos on it. I may be able to make videos playing it as well, but I'm going to finish Dark Souls 3 first. But what I dislike about Demon's Souls is that obviously I've seen some of the gameplay from the remake, and some of the animations are like so smooth, like especially like backstab and like execution style animations, that it just feels off. Like, because I'm so used to the classic FromSoft great sword backstab where you just lob it into them and then you smack them again, that it's gonna be weird to see something else. Not like a real complaint, but that's just one of my like kind of, that's new, that's weird, that's something I haven't seen. But that's pretty much it for Demon's Souls. I don't really have much to say about it. Dark Souls 1. What I do like about Dark Souls 1, I haven't played Dark Souls 1 either, please keep this in mind, but I like how everyone says the world is like intertwined. I know people say the second half of the game lacks, but just I like the idea of the world all being one world, kind of like Elden Ring, but not really Elden Ring, and that you don't have to fast travel and you can get anywhere, and all that stuff. Like, of course, it's very similar to like most of the Souls games, but I really like the concept of being able to return to where you started a lot, like confidently return to where you started, or not even confidently, but loop back around in like a labyrinthine world. I think that's a cool concept. What I dislike is one thing I have seen is Gwyn's boss run looks horrifying, and I don't want to do that every time I lose to Gwyn. If I lose to Gwyn, hopefully I don't, because I don't want to have to do that boss run a lot. But I've seen that boss run. That boss run looks horrifying. That's about it for Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 2, what I like about it is the fans hate it so much that it makes me more curious to play it than any other Souls game. Like any of the games that I haven't touched, I'm very curious to play it, because everybody shits on it. It's such an interesting little thing to me, because most of them are all praised, and Dark Souls 2 gets a lot of flack, so I'm really interested to try it. I know the DLCs are actually horrifying, but that's not my dislike. My dislike is there's one puzzle to me that is so confusing that I would not be able to figure it out without Google. The one where you have to burn the windmill. I've seen the puzzle because I watched someone play the game. Not the full game, but I've seen tidbits, and that burn the windmill puzzle looks nuts. Like that I don't know how I would figure that out. I don't know how someone would figure that out, but it's an interesting way to do it. I'm sure there's probably a hint in there to make it more obvious, but still, that's probably my main dislike so far. Dark Souls 3, I'm not done. I am currently at Dragon Slayer Armor. What I like about Dark Souls 3 is I really like the boss fights. The boss fights are super fun. I like the secret areas. Like, for example, after killing the consumed king, the untended graves, being behind, like, it's a whole area behind an illusion wall. I think that's really cool and a really neat way to use illusory walls. What I don't like about Dark Souls 3. It's kind of hard to pick. I'd never really had something that I've disliked so far. I gotta say though, some of the boss runs, some of the boss ones kind of suck. I've said it. Well, I haven't said it, but I just don't like boss runs. I think boss runs really suck. That's why I preferred Elden Ring. I like Stakes of America, and you could say like, oh this, oh that, but I like the quality of the bosses themselves more than I like running to the boss. And I feel like every boss I've ever fought from FromSoft has been pretty quality so far. Even the shitty ones are still some of the better boss fights in games, in my opinion. I've done a lot of boss fights in my time, and they're still good. But when it comes to the next game on the list, I'm going to talk about Bloodborne. What I like about Bloodborne. Yharnam looks really cool. All of it, like the world, the stuff, it all looks really interesting and really fun. The trick weapons look unique, and I'm kind of excited to try them. What I don't like about Bloodborne is the fans. It's parallel to Dark Souls 2. But instead of liking it because of the fans, I hate it because of the fans. Because being on like Souls TikTok and talking about Souls, everybody's like Bloodborne this, Bloodborne that, Bloodborne's the best, and it's like they've talked so much about Bloodborne that it just makes me angry. Like it's more in the fact that they also dunk on the other games. Not all Bloodborne fans, obviously, but the ones that I've encountered, like dunk on the other games and are always super hyping up Bloodborne in every way they can. To the point where it's almost made me like mad. I don't know what it is, but it's very petty, but I don't know. It's just something about it gets on my nerves. And I'm still gonna play Bloodborne. Obviously, I'm kind of waiting for them to maybe do a remake or a or something. And if they don't, like, I'm just gonna play it regularly. But I would love just a port to PC or even just a remaster to make it run at 60 on a PS5 or on PC. But yeah, no, Bloodborne. The fans are annoying to me, but the game looks really cool, and I'm excited to play it sometime soon. Elden Ring. What I like about Elden Ring, the scale and just all the stuff there is to do in Elden Ring. I have 100% of the game. I've beaten it like 3 times, almost 4, and I still haven't touched everything. Even with 100% achievements, I still haven't done everything in the game. There is just so much to the game. I love Elden Ring. If you haven't played Elden Ring yet, please play Elden Ring. What I don't like about Elden Ring, hard just like Dark Souls 3. It's a funny thing. The FromSoft games I've played, it's harder to find something I dislike. But the FromSoft games I haven't played, it's a lot easier to find something I dislike. So obviously take all the dislikes here with a grain of salt. The Bloodborne fan ones, the Bloodborne one will reign true. Even if the game is phenomenal, the Bloodborne one will reign true probably. Same with me liking Dark Souls 2 because the fans hate on it so much. I just think that's such a curious thing. But when it comes to Elden Ring, something I just don't like about Elden Ring. Yeah, that's actually a great one. It is a singular quest. It is a singular thing, and it is so it's how you go to Mohg's palace, and how you can get there quicker, but in order to get there quicker, you have to do multiplayer, like you have to use the fingers. I don't like that. I've never played a FromSoft game with multiplayer, like I've never had online enabled. It's just personally not my thing in most games, like most FromSoft games. Like I'll turn it on every now and again for like to do 1 or 2 things, but I always play the game on my own. So just being forced to do online in order to be able to fast track somewhere. Sure, you get to the area anyways, late game, but like still being able to go there early game would have been really cool, and it sucks that I couldn't do that. Well, I could, but I just decided not to. Yeah, I didn't like that it was locked behind the fingers. But finally, for the last FromSoft game that I know, Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. Something that I like about the game that most people apparently just don't like is it's a game about mech customization. And for me, when I got to Baltius, I haven't finished the game yet, but I've played through chapter 1 and 2, and I think I'm almost done 3. But I don't know how long the game is either. I've been avoiding spoilers like a maniac, so I don't know anything about the game, really. I really like the sea spider boss fight, I'm going to say that. But I really like how, when I got to Baltius for the first time, I sat down and I custom built a mech to fight Baltius, and watching it work was a really cool feeling. Going into that Baltius fight, and my mech worked. I think it took 2 tries still because I wasn't used to the mech that I was using. But when I watched that mech work, it was such a great feeling to watch a custom design that I built for that boss fight based off the knowledge I knew off that fight work out. I think that's one of the coolest things in games, is being able to do that. Just jump in and well, that's I don't know. It's hard to really encapsulate. I just really like I really like the system of being able to build your own mech and then using pre-handed knowledge, kind of like Elden Ring and Dark Souls and stuff. Like using my knowledge of that boss fight to custom build something to kill a boss. That just felt really cool. I really enjoyed that. Not everybody does that probably, but for me, it's one of my favorite things to do. I didn't have to do the same thing with my Sea Spider fight, because the build I used for Baltius was actually just really overpowered in general. He's not really good for normal missions, but overall he's pretty fun. What I don't like about Armored Core is I've heard the PvP sucks, which it doesn't really matter to me. I've kind of already said I don't usually use multiplayer in Fromsoft games. But like I've heard the PvP just turns into people having coral weapons and they fast track to that, so they just use their coral weapons and murder you. So that kind of sucks for the people that are doing PvP. But it still is pretty hard to say something about Armored Core I don't like. Sometimes the game feels a little like unfair, not in a fun way. Like this goes for all FromSoft games, but this game definitely had a little more for me. It was just on one of the missions, and I was just trying to, like, there's the little drones that shoot the blue lasers, and, like, they shoot really fast and do a lot of damage, and that's just annoying. It's kind of like dogs and most just animal, like, enemies in Dark Souls games and, like, Elden Ring. But, that was just an annoying tidbit for me. That really, I was not having a good day that day. I was not happy about that. But other than that, Armored Core 6 is great. You should really go pick it up. But that'll be the end of this video. It was kind of a weird video. Sorry if the footage is a little choppy. I thought my computer did a better job. Apparently it did not. But thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that I didn't have like Souls game footage up. The game I'm playing is More to How. If you want to look into it, it's a pretty fun game. But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed my opinions. Have a good one.